y'all already can see we back with another story time. You know the vibes. Go ahead and sit back, relax, grab your little snacks, and tune in for this thing. Right quick before we get into the story time, y'all know spooky season coming up, and I will be reading y'all scary, paranormal, or crazy encounters. All you have to do is send them to the email that I put on the screen. The email is spookytyt@gmail.com. Send them in, y'all. I'm trying to do 31 days of what is it? Vlogoween. I don't know if it's called Vlogoween, but I'm calling mine Vlogoween. Apparently that's wrong. I can't think of what it's really called, but y'all know the little October thing, whatever. It's not gonna be all vlogs. It's gonna be everything, story times, Q&As, chit chats, whatever. Just send in your encounters because I love the spooky, like y'all, I love listening and reading spooky stories. Do that make me a creep? If it do, I'm a little bit of a creep. I don't care. Anyway, send them in, y'all. Also, if it's short enough, comment it in the comments and I'll screenshot it and I'll read it that way if you don't feel like going to your email and doing all that. So yeah. Anyway, y'all, let's get into this story because okay. So this story time take place when I briefly worked at Toys R Us. I really feel like I briefly worked at a lot of places, but I worked at Toys R Us for like a month. And little brief backstory, we was living in a little college town where I was the roommate from hell. A lot of stuff happened in that house. I'm gonna link the story time below. And then in that same house, somebody was unalived at the skate park right across the street. And yeah, that was the whole thing. So I'm gonna put them two story times in the description, and any other story time I mention, it will be in the description so you can catch up. And I'm gonna put it in order. So yeah, we was living there. We got kicked out. I got us kicked out of there. So my ex at the time, Dre, well, actually was together at the time, he found us another apartment. It was more so student housing, so it was another roommate situation. And now we living in an apartment confined to a small room. At least when we was living in a house, that room was big. And we had our own little area in the back for the most part, bathroom and everything. But now we living in this like small room, and then it's like the shared living room and kitchen area. But the roommate was his friend, so at least it was somebody that he knew, and it wasn't like a complete stranger, so that was okay. Yeah, that's pretty much how we living right now. So for the most part, that relationship that I was in, it was a 50-50 relationship, okay? Don't do it. Highly do not recommend. And I feel like my ex Dre would have his moments where he was up, you know, because when you the local tree man, you have like highs and lows with the funds, with the financially, okay? So when he was high, it was like, oh, you don't have to work, you don't need a job, da-da-da. But when stuff got low, he put this like weird pressure on me to get a job. And I'm like, bruh, you confusing me. What we really doing? So yeah, this was one of them times. And especially at this time, it was like that because I had just had my daughter. So it was, oh, you don't have to work, you don't have to get a job, just stay home and take care of our daughter. And, you know, I'm gonna do everything else. So I was like, okay, whatever. And honestly, I really, really do feel like I had a smidge, I don't even like downplaying it because of how I felt at the time, but I feel like I had postpartum depression, so I was very just not myself. It was tough, and I would actually be telling him I don't feel like myself, and it went in one ear and out the other, y'all. That's another story. But yeah, at this time I was not feeling like myself. I was very depressed, and we have this like crazy pressure on us to get a job and etc, etc. So I'm going on all these interviews, y'all. I'm on ZipRecruiter. Like honestly, ZipRecruiter called me back like once out of the, I don't even know, 20 applications I filled out. But yeah, the other interviews, it was through like other places, whatever. So I had like a interview to be an assistant, an interview at a call center. That's another story because that call center was so freaking ghetto. It made me scared of call centers. Just driving around one day, I see a Toys R Us, and on a whim, I'm like, you know what, let me go up in here and see if they hiring, because it's like around the holiday time. It's like around the holiday season and they're Toys R Us. So I go up in there and I asked them, I'm like, hey, I want to fill out an application. Their application was not online. It was a paper one, so I filled it out right there. By the time I get back to the house, the lady called me, tell me I got the job, come in for a little bit of training and like to go over stuff. I'm thinking it's gonna be like a week of training because that's what a job usually do, and they make you do all that computer stuff. So I go in the next day. I remember it was raining so freaking hard. I came up in there looking crazy. Mind you, I had did my hair real cute. I was looking real presentable. By the time I got up at Toys R Us, I mean, I know it's Toys R Us, but by the time I got up in there, y'all, I was soaked, looking like a wet dog. Just looking crazy. Okay? Leave out was curly, weave was straight. I was like, oh, I gotta do my whole shift looking stupid. It's my first day. Oh, Lord. Eyelashes was wet. Oh, it was so terrible. But yeah, anyway, I go up in there and, y'all, we sit down because it was like 3 of us back there. She gives us our name tags. She's like printing out the label, putting our name on the Toys R Us tag. And she was like, okay, so this is basically it. You'll do this. Sometimes you'll do this. Basically, I was going to be a cashier. Sometimes I'll do returns, like put stuff back on the shelf and straighten up the toys and make them look presentable. And that's it. And she was like, okay, so now you're going to go to the register and you're going to shadow Emily for the rest of the night. And I was like, okay. Now, when she said shadow Emily for the rest of the night, she meant for the rest of Emily's shift. So Emily had about 2 hours left on her shift by the time I came. After Emily left, I was on that register by myself, very confused. Yeah, I messed up a lot that night, but whatever. So when it was like maybe like an hour left in my shift, they told me to go get a basket, pick up the toys and put them back where they really go and straighten up the toys, whatever. So that's what I was doing. And I see this girl, what can I call her? I'm gonna just call her Lexie. Yeah. I see Lexie. She doing the same thing that I'm doing. And it's crazy because I didn't see Lexie all night. She must have been stocking or something, but I don't know. I see Lexie and she doing the same thing I'm doing. So she doing the putbacks too. And then there was this boy, y'all. But I'm gonna leave him out this story. I just really want to mention him because if you saw the story time about the dude lying on his D with me, he looked just like that boy. I got kind of triggered. I'm like, what the fuck? And mind you, both of them, the boy that worked at Toys R Us and the boy that lied on their D, they both look like T Grizzly. I started calling him T Grizzly. At first, I thought he was okay. He was cool. But then he told me he was 19 or maybe he was 18, and it made sense why he was so annoying and childish. So, I mean, not saying that all 18-year-olds are annoying and childish. I ain't trying to offend nobody. But in his case, because y'all know dudes, they want to pretend like they mature slower than us because we done gave them that excuse. We fed that to them. So now they run with it. So he was 18, but he was acting 15. Yeah. And I remember, what did I call that girl? Oh, Lexie. I remember her saying something like, boy, leave that girl alone and da-da-da. Because they had already been working there, so they knew each other. And mind you, Lexie was from New Orleans, so she had the accent and everything. I knew a lot of females from New Orleans. So they started bickering, but you could tell that they was playing. And we all end up just talking and like walking every aisle, putting back stuff together that night. And y'all, I promise you, nobody cared about nothing the people in Toys R Us did, the employees. As long as your area was like clean and zoned, like they said, they didn't care. Me and the girl really got cool quick. We started talking the rest of that night, and I was like, oh, okay, she cool, whatever. So fast forward over the next few days, we exchanged numbers and we talk all the time. Like, we tell each other our schedules, whatever. We just cool. I wouldn't say that we was friends, but we was cool, you know? So one night, I guess they noticed they didn't have like enough stockers, but they had too many cashiers because me and Lexie was cashiers. They made us stock basically until at least 2 of the cashiers was time to go home until their shift was over. So we back there stocking and we talking, and she was like, man, this is the most boring job I ever had. I'm sick of this job already, da-da-da. And I'm like, girl, I like boring. Easy, simple, to the point, okay? Like, I don't like all them jobs that have you running over here, there, and everywhere like a chicken with your head cut off. I like boring. Actually, it was very boring, but it was better than getting worked to death, you know? So we stocking, and she mentioned something about some tree, and I was like, oh girl, that's crazy because my dude is the local tree man. And well, I didn't say local tree man, I was like, you know, he plugged, whatever. So she was like, what, for real, da-da-da. And I was like, yes, girl. She was like, okay, what's his prices, what he do, da-da-da. I'm like, wait, whoa, I don't know all that, okay? So she was like, well, can you find out, and da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow, or I'll text you when I get home and I'll bring it to you tomorrow. And she was like, no, girl, I need some tonight. Can we go when we get off? Mind you, we got off at like 12 or 12. Sometimes it even went to 1 o'clock. So I'm like, damn, that's kind of late. So I'm like, I don't know, he probably gonna be asleep because you know he gotta get up early in the morning, blah blah blah. She was like, well, just see if he gonna be up, like tell him right now so he could leave it out or something. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit him up, whatever. So I tell him, text him, he was like, all right, I got you. That's all he said, I got you. Let me stop. I be saying too much, let me cut that out. Oh my god. Anyway, our shift over, she followed me back to my place, and when we get there, she get out her car too. I don't know why I thought she was just gonna stay in her car, but whatever. So we actually had to go up an elevator and like walk a little bit. So when I let her in, the apartment is dark because mine just like almost 1 o'clock in the morning, or if it's not, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. So the apartment is dark, but the light over the stove is on, so it's not like pitch black, so she could have seen. I told her to stand right by the front door. Okay, right by the front door while I go to the room and get the stuff and bring it to her. That was my plan. Excuse me. So I'm like, okay, stand right here. And I like walk back to the, y'all, I start walking back to the room. By the time I hit the washer and dryer, I hear somebody tiptoeing up on my heels. I turned around like, oh shit, girl, you scared the hell out of me. She was like, oh girl, my bad. It was just too dark right there. Like, I'd rather just come and see what it looked like to see if I really want to buy it or whatever. So I'm like, bitch, ain't nobody turning all these lights on so you can see it. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm just like, okay, whatever. But honestly, I wanted her to stay right there just in case, like, I open this door, I unlock this door, because y'all, our apartments was roommate situations, so every individual room had its own lock on it that you can open, like a front door type of thing, not with the key, but with like a key fob. It was like electronic. So yeah, if I open this door and Dre like got his drawers on, because like people, we at home, nobody like sleeping in the pants and all that stuff. Like people like to be comfortable, you know. So I wanted you to stay up there just in case he not ready, like, you know, girl. But anyway, I opened the door and I kind of try to crack it open just to see, like, is he decent? He wasn't decent. So I opened the door, but I crack it. It's still cracked. I hurry up, put the covers on him, and I'm like, Dre, wake up. This girl Lexie here, and she want to get a whatever. And he was like, huh, whatever, doing that drowsy shit, trying to wake up. All right, nigga, come on now, shake it off. So I'm thinking it was already gonna be ready. It wasn't ready. I don't know if he fell asleep, and forgot, whatever. So he was like, all right, what she want? I'm like, oh, I don't know. She want a whatever, I think. So I look back to be like, hey, girl, what you want again? Tell me why the door is all open and she got like 2 feet inside of the room. Why are you in here? You supposed to be by the front door for real. But why did you open the door all the way and now you like got 2-3 feet up in the room? Like not 2-3 feet, but like she took like 2 steps inside of the room. Nobody invited you in. I cracked the door. I feel like when somebody opened the door and like close it behind them almost, that means stay right here, not walk your ass in. So I'm like, I don't know. I just gave her this look and she was like, I want a whatever. So I was like, all right, she said she want a whatever. And he do his little thing, give it to me, whatever. And I give it to her. And she was like, well, how much did he say it was? I thought you was going to do me a little deal. He not going to do me a little deal? Girl, we don't know. Oh, girl. A deal for who? For what? What kind of deal you want? This is not McDonald's. This ain't no 4 for 4. Girl, this ain't Wendy's. I said, what kind of deal? He not doing specials. And she was like, oh, I thought you was going to hook me up. That's why I came, da-da-da. Girl, I ain't never said that. When the hell did you hear me say that? If you think, listen, if you want to hook up, you going to have to announce that from the beginning. Maybe I could have asked, but we not finna spring a hookup on a sleepy tree man. It's gonna be a no. So anyway, we get outside and where it's light, where it's lit up and stuff. So she finally looked at it and she smelled it and stuff. And she was like, ooh, this that good shit. This that good shit. Where he get this from? Who this, that? And I start asking all these questions, baby. Even if I knew the answers, I'm not telling you. Because this is how we make our money. Why would I tell you? So she asking all these questions, like, where he get this from? Where he get this from? I'm like, baby, he get it from him. Like, you know, he do boom, bow, bow. He's the plug. I remember her saying something like, but no, where do he go? Like, who do he get it from? Like, are you trying to be in this game or are you just trying to cop? Because I'm confused. You want a little bit too much information. So I'm like, baby, he do this. He the plug, da-da-da. Y'all trying to really stand by my man. Like, it's him. He the guy. You feel me? So she must have thought when I said that, we was making big money. I don't know why she, like, if she thought this, I don't know why, baby. I'm working at Toys R Us just like you. And she was like, oh, he gonna have to start hooking me up, da da da. So yeah, she going on and on about it. She was like, you trying to smoke something? And I'm like, oh, bitch, I don't smoke. And she was like, oh shit, I just assumed. I'm like, nah, I don't do all that. But what else? Oh yeah. So she was trying to small talk for like, it seemed like she was gonna talk forever that night. And I was so tired. Like, I had a routine. He get up early, go to work, and like until he come home, I was watching our daughter. And then after, it was like I had two jobs. Was it like we both had two jobs? Nah, kinda. I don't know. I feel like by the time he got home and it was time for me to go to work, our daughter was already asleep, been fed. She wasn't gonna wake up again. So I don't know. At times I really did feel like the workload wasn't even. But yeah, and it wasn't like he went to work early in the morning and then by the time he got home at nighttime, like late at night, I'm going to work. No, it was like he went to work early in the morning and he got off at a decent time, but he like ran the streets, went to go play video games, went to go do this, that, and third. And it was like basically he could have gave me a break, but he didn't. And I'm just keeping it real. So yeah, every day I felt exhausted. And girl, I'm not trying to talk to you all night, basically. So she trying to talk, and I'm like, oh yeah, girl, you know, I'm finna go up in here and lay it down. She was like, yeah, and da 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 this and da da da, and she not catching the hints. So finally I'm like, girl, you want me to walk you to your car? You want me to walk with you? Basically, like, it's time to go. And she was like, oh no, baby, I got, like, she did that little, she said, baby, like the New Orleans people, I can't do it, okay? Just think about it. Put it together in your head, because I can't do it. So yeah, she was like, oh no, baby, I got it. Like, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see you at work. And I was like, okay, girl, you sure? You sure you want me to walk you out? And she was like, no, girl, it's just down there. Take the elevator. I'm right there. And I was like, okay. I did feel kind of, I guess I felt kind of rude about it. But listen, I was tired. And she was talking about BS. It's not like she was telling me like, I don't know, y'all. I don't gotta explain myself. Bitch, I'm tired. Good night. So yeah, that was pretty much it that night. I tell her good night, be safe, whatever. Oh, you know what? I did tell her to text me when she made it home, and she did text me, and I was still up because this is a small town. If anything, the longest amount of time it would have took her to get home would have been like 15 minutes, because you can't live that far out. I was still up. I had to get a shower, all that, whatever. So I'm like, okay, girl, good night, whatever. When she get home, so the next day I get to work 30 minutes early, y'all. One thing about me, I'm gonna be early, okay? I'm gonna be early. I'm gonna try my damnedest to be early, because I'm gonna try to time, whatever, y'all don't care. I'm just good. So I get to work early, park whatever, and I'm sitting in my car, and then I get a text from Lexie, and she was like, what the fuck did she say? She said something like, you here early, in a text message. And I looked around, because mind you, it's like sprinkling raining, so maybe she noticed the car, maybe she noticed my car or whatever, but I don't know if she literally saw me in the car, whatever. I knew her car too anyway. So I'm looking around, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see her car, and I did this little awkward laugh, but really I was like, bitch, what the fuck? Because it was giving Joe from you, baby. Or maybe it wasn't, maybe I'm dragging it. Maybe I'm dragging it, okay. But in a moment I was just like, bitch. Because mind you, I had been sitting there for like 5 minutes. But whatever, so yeah. So if I'm like parked right here, she was like diagonally, like I was looking at her diagonally across it. I could see her car. So I text back and I was like, girl, what you doing here so early? And she was like, I need to smoke something before work and blah, blah, blah. I keep feeling mucus come up. So yeah, basically she said like, come over to my car or whatever. So I go over to her car, get in. You could tell, like, I could smell the tree, like she had already been puffing. So she sparked up again, forgetting I didn't spark. And she was like, oh shit, girl, I forgot. I'm like, damn, bitch, how high are you? So we laughing and talking and stuff. And I remember asking her like how long she been here, and she said 45 minutes. Mind you, she said she had been at the job for 45 minutes. I'm 30 minutes early. So she was hella early. So I'm like, damn, why the hell you so early to work or whatever? She was like, y'all, here she started venting. Mind you, I don't mind venting, but it was like a lot. It was borderline and trauma dumping, you know. So she was like, I just hate being in that house. Like, she was saying a lot of stuff. She lived with her grandma and her cousin, and it was weird and blah blah blah. Like, I'm really not gonna get too deep into it because yeah, I'm not. But yeah, basically, I didn't know what to say. So as she talking, and it was one of them vittens, like, she don't want advice. She just wants somebody to listen. So yeah, as she talking, I was like, damn, the occasional, that's fucked up. Oh my God, girl. Like, because I didn't know what to say, and it didn't seem like she wanted my advice. Like I said, she just wanted to let it all out. So fast forward a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, maybe a minute or two after she done bitten, she was like, yeah, girl, and y'all got a nice, cool little spot over there, and your daughter is so pretty. And I was like, oh yeah, like I did this little awkward laugh, and I was like, yeah, what, you seen her on my screensaver? And she was like, no, I seen her last night. How? No, for real. I'm thinking like, bitch, what? It's because Dre was like on the other, I don't know how to explain it, but basically he was blocking her. And then I'm so paranoid that I had this like little pillow thing around her so she don't fall off the other side of the bed. So how in the world would you be able to see her? And she was so tiny. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. I guess she saw her last night. I mean, I still don't know how she would have seen her. I just really think she looked at her on my screensaver. Like, bitch, just say you seen her on my screensaver. That's weird to say. Whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then she ended up asking how much the rent is at our apartment complex. And I tell her, like, I think she asked how much it is for a 1-bedroom. And I tell her how much it is for a studio, because I never really looked into a 1-bedroom. But I remember looking into a studio because one time I got mad and I was like, F you, Dre. I'm gonna move out with my baby and we gonna live in a different apartment complex, and you can be roommates with so-and-so. Since you wanna be a roommate so bad. I meant we gonna live in a different unit. Same complex, different unit. So I was looking into the studios because I'm like, that's gonna be the cheapest, right? Wrong. The studio, y'all, the studio was like $1,100 or close to $1,100 for a studio. So I told her like, yeah, girl, it's like $1K plus. And she was like, what? For a 1-bedroom? I'm like, actually, for a studio. And it was like that because they preferred people to do like the student housing way and you to have a roommate, because each individual room is like $600 to $700. So that's how they really making their money for real. When you combine it, you got a roommate situation. So 2 people paying $600 to $700. That's a cool little 14 right there. Actually, it was a little more than that because of all the extras, the utilities and all that extra stuff they be adding in. So they thinking like, oh, you want to be independent? I'm going to hurt your pockets. Or you just want to do the roommate? Okay, I'm going to ease up. That's how I feel like the apartment. No, I don't even feel like that's literally what they was doing. So I tell her that, and she was like, oh, hell no. Like, in her little accent, oh, hell no, baby, I could find somewhere else. I'm going to find somewhere else. And I'm like, girl, yeah, because they going to tax that ass. They really are. So, yeah, then she like, man, I need to find me a roommate. And I'm like, girl, yeah, because you going to need it out here, because everything almost is like student housing. Actually, me and Dre lucked up on some apartments, but honestly, like later on, and I'm going to get into that. But honestly, I don't feel like we lucked up on nothing because they was cute. It was like, they was cute on the outside, but when we actually started living there, so many problems with them apartments. So many problems. So yeah, you would need a roommate situation to have a decent place. And she was like, yeah, she started saying something like that, and I'm like, yeah, because we got a roommate. I keep saying this in a confusing way. So yeah, basically I'm like, yeah, our roommate is my dude friend, Dre friend, but I don't know if he gonna be staying because he talking about going back home and da-da-da, like from his hometown. And so I don't know what we gonna do if he leave. Are we gonna have to pay that whole rent? Like, I really don't know how it would have went because it never happened, but I thought at the time that it was gonna happen, he was gonna move out. And she was like, girl, he moving out. I shouldn't have said that shit. I shouldn't have said that shit. I don't know what I was thinking, because she was like, girl, he moving out. Oh my God, I could be your roommate. Just let me know when he leaves and it's a vacancy so I can hurry up and jump on it and blah, 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 etc., etc., going on and on. And I'm like, I don't know. I promise. Ooh, 444. I promise you, she was going on and on and on. Like, I really need to get the hell out of my grandma's house ASAP. She was like, I could watch your baby whenever you needed me to. And I'm like, stop eyeing the fuck out of you. Because listen, I don't need you to watch. I got this. I got this. Like, I might be a little depressy and stressy, but I got it. I don't mean it. Because one thing about it, I never really felt comfortable with just like random people watching my child. Ever. The only person that watched my child was her dad and my aunt. And I could count on my hand how many times my aunt watched her. Not even because she wasn't willing, just because I got it. You know, I got this. So yeah, she get to saying stuff like, yeah, I can watch your baby anytime you need to go do this or that. Shit, I done played stepmama before. You have. You done played, not today. Not with mine. No, baby. So I'm like, stepmama, like doing that little awkward laugh. And she was like, yes, girl, stepmama. I done been a stepmama. And I'm thinking like, bitch, stepmama mean you trying to fuck with my nigga. And you like, that. I don't think she know what stepmama mean in this situation right here. So that's a immediately no. Immediately. Even if our roommate did roommate, I never would have told her. Because what is you getting at right now? That was just like, that was the first red flag, okay? I'm thinking the conversation ain't gonna go no further downhill than that, right? So after the little awkward giggles, it's an awkward silence in the car, just like she just fiddling with the thing, just puffing all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, you know what? She is on cloud 9 right now. She probably just hot talking. And I'm just like letting it go, like whatever. She just, you know, whatever. This whole break the silence talking about, yeah, you and your nigga ever did a threesome? I promise you, it's like I gave her the death stare for 3 seconds, just like. So I'm like, threesome, girl, hell no, we don't do threesomes. We don't need to do a threesome. And she was like, girl, what? Y'all ain't never did no threesome? Y'all need to try it. Just think about it. I promise you, it will spice up y'all relationship. And I was like, who the fuck told her our relationship needed some seasoning? We don't need no spices up in here. The fuck? We're good. Okay. And I'm gonna make that decision for Dre. We ain't doing no threesome. And with you, first of all, you trying to move in. You trying to play stepmama. Now you talk about a damn threesome. It's like, I don't know what she was trying to do. I feel like she was trying to wiggle her way into our lives through every angle. Like, you need a roommate? I can play stepmama. I can fuck you. Like, girl, calm down. You doing way too much. You doing way too much, baby. And like, at this point, is you homeless? Let me know if you're homeless. Because I'll cook you a nice little meal. But you, I ain't gonna give you nowhere to live. No. So that's already 4 red flags. I should have been like, you know what, sis? We're done. This, delete my number. It's done. But no. But I'm really thinking the girl just talking. I'm really not thinking nothing of it. You would have thought the girl was done, right? You would have thought she done proposition from every angle. No, it turned into her trying to convince me at this point. Like, girl, I'm not stupid. I'm really not stupid. So she starts saying shit like, I would honestly be the perfect one to have a threesome with, because I don't even be in it for the nigga for real. I be in it for the bitch. I don't even be wanting the nigga. I don't be worried about him. Half the time I don't even fuck the nigga and blah, blah, blah. Just going on and on and on. I guess trying to make me feel comfortable, because I'm like, no, we don't do threesomes. Absolutely not. No, I'm not with that. So she tried to make me feel comfortable. Like, I don't even want the, you know, just, it could be a us thing. Girl, what do you say to that? Are you wondering what I said to that? Are you wondering? Because, bitch, I didn't know what to say to that. So I must have said something like, nah, girl. And if I ever did a threesome, it wouldn't be with my nigga. No way. Da-da-da. Because, no. I don't do no sharing. I don't even want him to be there. Like, if it was mine. Let's play with y'all nigga. Damn. What? Like, I really was trying to let sis know I was not interested. And she just wasn't catching the hints. Like, girl, no. The fuck? The answer is no. Either I mean... No matter which way you flip it, it's gonna be no. I know y'all probably thinking like, damn, this is a long ass conversation. But honestly, the conversation wasn't that long. And then it's finally time for us to go up into work for that night. And y'all, I promise you that night, this girl, when we wasn't on the register, first of all, we didn't have a set register. So we could just get on any register that was available. And Toys R Us was slow as hell most of the times. So yeah. Honestly, the registers were set up so weird. It was like the cashiers were super close to each other in this facility, whatever. She chose to register right by me. And then when we had to go pick up the stuff off the shelves and like zone the stuff and make it look nice, follow me around the store like a lost puppy, telling me all her problems that she got at home. And I really just felt like she was trying to make me feel extra bad for her. But it was like, girl, what the fuck you want me to do? Like, we got our own problems. We literally have our own problems. Just because I said Lil Dre the plug don't mean we big balling like Big Meech or Ricky Ross or whatever, not the rapper, the drug dealer. We not that, okay? We ain't making $1 million every 2 weeks. You bit like, we struggling low key. That's why I'm working at Toys R Us, okay? Babe, we just had a baby. We got a lot going on. Fast forward about like, I don't know, probably 3-4 days later. And it was in the daytime, mind you, we worked that night. And I don't even think I had to work that night. So yeah, mind you, oh, you know what? I probably didn't have to work for the next few days because of what I told her. And Toys R Us, like, I don't know, you know, I think this is around the time they was going bankrupt. And we didn't work a lot of days. We were off more days than we actually worked. So I think I was off the next few days. So she was like, she texted me like, where you at? And I sensed urgency in the where you at, because she ain't never texted me on no where you at type of thing ever. We barely text. Like, we did, but barely. So I was like, I sense, my spidey senses is telling me this motherfucker wants something. So I'm like, I'm in Houston, why, what's up? And she was like, oh dang, oh my God, you in Houston, when do you come back? And I'm like, yeah, she definitely wants something. And I'm not trying to be fucked up, but it's like, girl, I don't have nothing to give you. Like, I could probably help you try to find a place. We could go ride around and I could help you look, but I can't give you no, nothing more. And this is what I'm talking about, because this girl is like, oh, okay, well, I was wondering if I could borrow $60 to pay my phone bill. I'll pay you back when we get paid. What? Who told you that I had extra funds to just be like dishing out? Y'all, at this point, I told her the truth. I was like, girl, I don't got it right now. We just pay all our bills. We just pay rent, etc., etc. And she was like, oh, okay. I mean, like, y'all don't have nothing extra, or Dre can't give you some treat so I could sell it to pay my phone bill that way. Like, really trying to get it by any means. And I mean, I guess I respect that. You got to get it by any means. But damn, girl, no, we not giving up no tree. Because who does to say that we going to actually get it back? Basically, I tell her that he not willing to do that in the nicest way possible, because I'm just not no rude ass bitch. I don't even think I told Dre, because I could envision his response. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, I think it was like the next day. Was it the same day? I'm trying to really think. I don't know if she asked me all of this the same day or if it was the next day, but she ended up saying, hey girl, when you get back, do you mind me staying over there for like a day or two? And I was like, oh my gosh, she really like have no boundaries. If like, when did I give you the vibe that, girl, yeah, come on over if you ever need a place? Like, I ain't never did that. I ain't never say that. And plus, we are roommating. So where are you gonna stay, sis? You gonna sleep on the couch in a common area with all your stuff just out in the open? And plus, our roommate is a dude. This is not even my situation. This is Dre's situation. The roommate, if it was my situation, most likely 9 times out of 10, the roommate would be a girl. Girl, I didn't even feel comfortable at first for the longest time coming out my room. So, you know, like, I'm just thinking, like, how would she feel comfortable around 2 dudes that she didn't know? That just seemed like an uncomfortable situation. But the fact that she was willing to be in that situation, just let me know that she was desperate for something. And I don't trust people like that. I really don't. Let me know if I'm dragging it, y'all. But girl, you're not gonna come up in here, sneak in our room, take our tree, or, you know, like, I don't trust people like that. I really don't. So I told her, like, girl, this is not my situation. This is my man's situation, and we're roommating, and these rooms are small. Like, I don't know where you would sleep. And of course she said, girl, it's okay. Like, it's only for a day or two. I don't mind sleeping on the couch. Not catching when I'm basically throwing at her, like, no. She's not catching it though. So my bad, y'all. I kept coughing up mucus. Okay. So yeah, what the fuck was I saying? I told, well, the girl, Oh yeah, I had to tell her the truth, and this was the truth. But I feel like me telling her this would make her realize, like, girl, we cannot do it. So I told her something like, and mind you, this is the truth. This is for real because I seen it happen before. I told her something like, this is like student housing, basically. This is not a normal apartment situation, and if the I don't know if they was still referred to as RAs, but basically people like other college students that work there, they have free range to come up into the apartment and check to see what's going on in the apartment. So if they come up in the apartment, I'm gonna just call them an RA because that's basically what it was. If they come up into the apartment, like, and see you, a third person living there, they're gonna be like, what the hell? Because first of all, as soon as you open the door, it's the living room. They gonna see you right there. They're gonna be like, what the hell? We either gonna have to pay or they have free range to kick us out. Nobody risking it all for you, baby. I'm sorry. If you in college, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It was a literal apartment. It wasn't no dorm or nothing, but they still could come up in your shit because it was deemed student housing. Now, if you was paying bills by yourself or whatever and didn't have a roommate, I don't think that they could just come up in your shit because then it wouldn't be a part of the student housing and you would get the regular apartment rates. But yeah, student housing had different price ranges. So yeah. And she was like, oh, okay, I understand. Like, I'm just really going through it right now. And I'm like, I'm so sorry to hear that. But I really just can't risk that. I have a daughter and we need housing and et cetera, et cetera. And I really shouldn't have to explain that to you. I tried to tell you nicely, but come on now. It's like, use your context clues at some point. And I did feel bad. I really did. And I kept talking to her. I kept letting her vent to me and stuff like that. And one time she even called me trying to vent to me. And this time I actually was in Houston because she was like, girl, you want to meet up? Like, I really need to smoke something, da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, girl, I'm in Houston right now visiting family. And I actually was that time because I would have met up with her. I felt bad. But she just was wanting a lot. And that's not even the last time she hit me up, y'all. Like, months later, I'm talking about, because eventually, y'all, when I say I only worked at Toys R Us for a month, it wasn't because I quit or nothing. Toys R Us laid us off because they was going bankrupt. So yeah, I remember like on our last day, I didn't even know it was gonna be my last day. It was so annoying. They gave us a letter and did it have our final check in it? I think it did. It had our final check in it, and it was like, thank you for being part of Toys R Us, but we no longer are needing your services. Basically, that's some shit it said. I was like, wow, they really laid us the fuck off. And then a few months later, I was driving by that Toys R Us, and they were closed down. So I was like, well, damn. So yeah, this was long after we both got fired, well, laid off from Toys R Us and everything like that. She hit me up again like, hey girl, do you still live at the so-and-so apartment? And I was like, no girl, we moved out and da-da-da. And she was like, oh really, where y'all moved to? And I was like, Houston. Yeah, I had a lot of her because sis, you not moving in our apartments. No. She was like, oh, I'm so sad y'all moved back to Houston. I'm thinking about going back to New Orleans because I can't do it here and I'm just having a tough time and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, yeah girl, sometimes you got to do what's best for you. And yeah, I had to do what was best for me. And if it was lying to sis, it was lying to sis. Because shit, protect your peace. You got to protect your peace. Because she was trying to do a lot. She was damn near trying to be a throuple. And listen, I ain't in need of that. I did not want that. I was already insecure at the moment from the past shit Dre had put me through. Anyway, y'all, that's a story time of little Lexie. When she was trying to have a little sexy. Oh my God. Ma'am. This girl got on my compression garment like it's a jacket. What is it? This girl, because I got life on my arms, you gotta wear a compression garment. This girl got my garment on like it's a damn jacket. And it really like a jacket on her. I'm so dumb. And Mommy, she got her shoes and biker shorts on. Where are you going, sis?
To jog outside.
Y'all, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
Mommy.
Leave me a comment.
Lady, can we go golfing?
Golfing?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll be bowling. Like when you,
oh, you like bowling?
Like when you throw that ball and then it goes inside.
We can definitely go bowling. I didn't know you liked it for real. And also, if you want your stories read, please do not forget to send your stories to spookytyt@gmail.com. I'm gonna have it on the screen. I really want y'all to send y'all stories in. It could be spooky, paranormal, crazy encounters, creepy encounters, anything, y'all, anything. What else? Make sure you leave a comment, leave anything, an emoji, a dot, a letter. I don't care, y'all.
We
A
love
number.
you so much.
We
love
do.
you stupid duper much.
We love y'all. Okay? And you already know the vibe. Like I said, I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next one.
Bye.
Bye. She want any little piece of her in the video. Go on, go on, go on. She mad I won't let her get her in the video. Go ahead, I'm gonna cut it out. Go ahead. Ah! We ain't doing that. So you trying to be a throuple? Bitch, I was gonna beat your ass full throttle. I don't know, bitch. I was not in the right headspace to be going through all that, okay? Then I had a daughter, bitch. No, you're not gonna be 4 to a bed. I know I got a king bed, but 4 of us in that bed. Now.
And then like it has a lot of games that we play. And then
Oh yeah, because remember.
I like this game where you wear the glasses.
Yeah.
And then you put your arms like this, and then the little thing that shape.
I know
like
what you're
this,
talking about, babe.
And then you just pew pew pew. Like that.
You talking about main event, babe? We still got that. Remember I put money on that card and we never went back. I put all that money on the card. We gotta go, yeah, cause there's still money on that card, and you still got money on an Andretti card because. Girl, I need to find that card because it got like $80 on that card. But yeah, what I was talking about, okay, the audacity. It's like you ain't even asked before. You just expected a deal because we been tasting for a week. Girl, you got to let me know. Closed mouths don't get fed, and I was too late. I got bills to pay. You gotta bag me. You better get your ass on. So I'm like, Dill, he not running no specials. Or, can I say hell right now? I don't know. Whatever. Girl,